Oh, it's over.
That's
That
it.
is it. 10-0. The hype is real. Khamzat Chimaev remarkably does it again.
What happened with Paulo Costa?
He's talking about maybe he wants something. I don't know. You want to be famous.
But look at Costa, the young guy, not just headhunting here. Going to the body.
That's it.
Wow. Paulo Costa does it again.
I stole everything from him. Hype, soul, night of sleep, main event, his head, do something.
Just like that, Khamzat Chimaev, one and done. Down goes home. Paulo Costa does it again.
Bro, I swear I forgot. I feel sorry for him. Oh my God.
Make that guy cry, in the cage.
You're gonna make him cry?
Yeah.
In the world of combat sports, the fighting starts long before the refs call these fighters to start throwing down. And in the days, weeks, and even months that lead up to a major contest, every single inch you can gain over your opponent has the potential to turn into a massive advantage on fight night. UFC middleweight contender Paulo Costa knows this, and even now he is trying to sow the seeds of doubt in the mind of his UFC 294 opponent, Khamzat Chimaev. This is a rivalry that looks set to dominate the news cycle, folks.
The fans are gonna see crazy show, crazy fights. Yeah, people wanna see wars,
On one side, you have the Brazilian juggernaut Costa, a battering ram of a fighter who has found legions of fans on the back of his exciting fighting style and his pretty hilarious antics outside of the cage. But this man can be mean when he wants to, and he knows that his best chance of defeating the seemingly unstoppable Khamzat Chimaev will require some hard work up front. Chimaev has that aura of invincibility and battle readiness that you don't see very often. His journey from UFC prospect to all-out superstar has been a total thrill ride.
I've started 5-6 years ago, so everyone thinks I'm being fighter all my life. So I was working different places, security and all of these things.
And most of the time it has been him, not his opponent, who has led the dance in the trash-talking game. But this time around, Costa has done his homework, and he knows exactly how much pressure is resting on Khamzat's shoulders. Not only is Chimaev attempting to make his first stab at the middleweight top 10, but it's easy to forget just how much of a hit his reputation took the last time he competed. UFC 279, it was supposed to be a breakout performance for Boers, a chance for this Chechen hero to take out one of the biggest stars in UFC history, Nate Diaz. Instead, Khamzat managed to fumble the bag massively, missing weight by a shocking margin after causing a number of controversies backstage during fight week. It seemed like the classic case of a budding superstar letting the fame get to his head. And the fans, well, they were pretty quick to turn on him. Chimaev became a star on the back of his insane ability to fight regularly. He wanted any opponent in any venue at any time.
I'm the king here. I will stay a long time. I'm gonna come for everybody.
I don't like this guy. I wanna smash him. I wanna show him real gangster. I have to smash this guy. I'm gonna smash him in 1-2 rounds.
I'm gonna smash both.
My game plan is smash everybody.
I'm gonna smash everybody.
I'm gonna beat everybody. What? Yeah. I'm not gangster. I killed a gangster.
But now, that whole energy has totally died. Khamzat hasn't fought in nearly a year, and it'll be 13 months by the time that UFC 294 rolls around. He hasn't given much of an explanation as to why he missed weight by such a crazy amount either. And when the fans booed him for his mishap, he turned full heel and made himself look even worse. The pressure on Khamzat's shoulders is not just about the time away from the sport. It's not even about stepping into the middleweight top 10. No, this man will have the fans watching him like a hawk. And in his homeland in Chechnya, the culture does not accept this. Khamzat has played his hand well so far, but it's pretty fair to say that he has found himself in a very tricky situation here. Sure, he's not going to miss weight for a 185-pound match, but apart from his fight with Paulo Costa, he is going to have his work cut out to re-establish himself as the face of Chechen MMA. Chimaev knows that all of Chechnya is looking at him. He can't lose this fight. Now, one important thing to understand is that Chimaev grew up in a world where a man must punish his offenders for insults. That's why this fight resembles the famous confrontation between Conor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Back then, Conor also said a lot, and you can remember what happened in Dagestan. The entire country was rooting for Khabib, and after his victory, when Khabib made Conor submit and tap out, Nurmagomedov became a national hero of Dagestan. But if Khabib had lost to Conor that night, would he still be Khabib now? So therefore, one thing is for certain. It is that Paulo Costa is going to continue to use this uncertainty against Chimaev.
Chimaev?
Oh man,
Costa is the type of guy who will say or do anything to get the mental advantage. He has already called Khamzat a gourmet Chechen and promised that he will be the one to bring his winning streak to an end.
I came to you, motherfucker. I came to you.
But what is interesting here is that while Costa has had his own issues with professionalism and making weight in the past, there is a good chance that he will come into fight week with a huge portion of the fan base behind him. And Costa knows this. He will be doing everything in his power to try and unsettle Boers in these coming weeks and months. That first press conference between these two will be the first time that Khamzat sits across from someone who will not back down from his trash talk. Paulo is the type of guy who could use his humor to win over the fans when the talking starts. And who knows how Chimaev responds to this type of shift in the energy. We know that Khamzat is liable to kick off and lose his cool. And if Costa can press the right buttons, well, you never know what might happen. Because let's be real, Costa is up against it with this fight. The Chechen Wolf has the perfect skill set to totally dismantle him, and most experts would agree that Khamzat should be favored to make this a very quick and one-sided affair.
the person who ends up or winds up getting emotional in this fight is a person that's gonna make mistakes.
But in the past, we have watched Chimaev throw caution to the wind and totally abandon his game plan. Just look at the Gilbert Burns fight. That was Khamzat trying to make a point, trying to prove to the fans that he is not a one-trick pony. And it worked out on that occasion. But Paulo Costa must know that if he can make things truly personal between himself and Boers, there is a chance that Chimaev might lose his cool on fight night and decide to test himself on the feet.
I kill everyone! Yeah. I kill everyone!
But you're not going to do that to Paulo Costa. That's my point.
Right.
Like, you're talking about a totally different size human being.
I get it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Costa's best path to victory. The key to beating Khamzat Chimaev in his first top 10 middleweight fight will not be found in drilling your own takedown defense. That is important, sure, but there's only so much that you can do. But the real fight here will be staged as soon as these guys come face to face. Because if Costa can challenge Chimaev to prove himself to his own people, to the fans he lost after UFC 279, that's where things could get very, very interesting. Khamzat is a good striker anyway, but Costa is a total battering ram in there, a guy with huge power in both hands. And in his fight with Marvin Vettori, he proved his ability to maintain that punching power into the later rounds. So if Khamzat wants a war, there is no fighter in the middleweight division that is better suited for one than Paulo Costa. But the big question is whether Chimaev will risk everything by playing directly into Costa's hands. There's no easy way to say it. Khamzat needs to win desperately here. He needs to get himself back into the good graces of the fans. He needs to remind the people of Chechnya why he is their fighting hero. And if that pressure causes him to jump into the fire and slug it out with a total monster like Costa, well, that could spell disaster for him. Costa won't need much of an opening to put Chimaev's lights out. And if Gilbert Burns can drop him, well, you'd better believe that Costa can do even worse. So UFC 294 is looking to be one of the biggest and best fight cards of the year. The Abu Dhabi crowd will no doubt be fully behind Khamzat as he walks to the cage. But if you're looking for an underdog bet that might just come out good, keep an eye on this rivalry as it grows. You never know, Paulo Costa might just have a master plan. We'll find out soon enough. That is all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it is very important to us, and thank you all in advance.